I was there or not. Very, very quiet. But when I started to play the harmonica, if you've heard me play before, it's usually a big loud sound. And my personality as a harmonica player is different from my personality privately, because I think the harmonica lets me say things that I wasn't able to say through my mouth. You know, if I had maybe I have to admit, maybe I had some anger, you know, that I could express through harmonica or other kind of things, or maybe it was even just to say to people, you know, I'm here, and you know, people weren't noticing me, and I was very lonely, very sad, very shy, and it's a way of getting people to notice you if you learn how to play. People say to me, well, how did you get interested in a harmonica? The first thing I would say is my father was a harmonica player, but he played what they call the echo harmonica. Does anybody play echo harmonica? It's you know, if you look at like a marine band or an old standby or a golden melody or something, it has a single row of holes. Well, his harmonica would have a row here and a row underneath, and when you played that, you couldn't really bend them very well, but it was mostly playing them in a position where you blow most of the notes when you're playing. So he would play things like the Old Rugged Cross and old hymns and things like that, and Lady of Spain and different kinds of things. So he never taught me how to play any harmonica. I was learned just by I say it's always just a matter of putting it in your mouth and playing. There's an old poem that was written many years ago where someone is talking about expressing his love for his lady, and in the poem the muse speaks back to the person who wants to write this poem. He says, I want to write this poem that lets this person know how much I love her and how much she means to me, and I want it to be grand, and I want it to be so expressive, and I want it. And the muse at the end of the poem goes like this: Fool, said my muse to me, look in your heart and write. Yeah. And this is the same thing for the harmonica. Look in your heart and play. Just get it in your mouth and start playing, and eventually it will come. You know, you listen to other harmonica players and hear how they play and how they express themselves, but you also want to sound like yourself too, you know, and express the things that you feel. This is also something that's very difficult, because it's hard to know it's hard to know who you are. It should be the easiest thing in the world, right? This is who I am. I know myself. I know, but there are so many things in society that cause us to kind of withdraw into ourselves, you know, and so we may be afraid to express this or afraid to express that, and so we generate all these masks. What T.S. Eliot, the poet, says, to generate a face to meet the faces that you meet. So frequently we're not talking directly to a person, but we're talking through the mask that they wear. And harmonica, and playing any kind of instrument, and actually creating any kind of art, is like taking off your mask, you know, and all of a sudden you lay your heart bare, the heart laid bare, as they say, and express those things. So it's such a relief, I found, when I began to play the harmonica, to be able to say the things that I wanted to say, that maybe I didn't know how to say them in words, or maybe I didn't want to say it in words because I was afraid to say it in words, but I could express, you know, fear and love and all different kinds of things through playing the harmonica. As I said, my father didn't teach me anything technically about the harmonica. However, he did teach me how important music was, and it was through this way. My father was the hardest working man I ever knew in my life. He's no longer alive now, but the hardest working man that I ever knew. He worked 40 hours a week at one job. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Then he would come home, he would eat, and he would go back to work at 5 o'clock. And then he would work from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock. you know. And then on Saturday, another job, 8 hours. Sunday, another job, 8 hours. He would work maybe 70 or 80 hours a week. And so I always thought he must be very tired, you know, doing all that work. But every Sunday night, huh? It reminds me of that, makes me feel very sentimental about my father. The Sunday night, we have, he would lay down across his bed in his bedroom, and he would take out his harmonica and he would play for maybe an hour or 2 hours, just play his harmonica. And I would always think, you know, he has to be tired, and he probably could use a lot of sleep, but the music means so much to him that he always spends 1 hour or 2 hours on Sunday night playing instead of sleeping. The music must be very important. The art must be very important. And so he taught me how important it was, because once I started to play, I think I kind of felt the same thing that he did. And it made me, again, feel, it gave me, in some ways, some more confidence in myself. One of the reasons for that is that after I started playing, about a year and a half or so after I started playing, they had a big harmonica contest in America, all over the United States. And so I entered the harmonica contest at a local level in the city where I live, in Cincinnati, and I won this. It started out on just in a neighborhood, and then it went to the city, and then to the region, and then there was a national contest. And I made it to the national contest. It went to a place in New York that's called Tavern on the Green. And Tavern on the Green, we had our final contest, and I was the winner. So they said I was the harmonica champion, ages 13 to 18 in the contest. And one of the prizes was to go on a television show. It's still on now in America. It's called The Tonight Show. The star of it now is Jimmy Fallon. It used to be, before that, a man named Jay Leno. And before that, when I was on it, a man named Johnny Carson. We were in New York, and they said, okay, we want you to go on a Johnny Carson show. It's a national TV show. They said, there will be 40 million people watching tonight.